Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us tonight, whether you're watching us live on LinkedIn or YouTube. I'm truly excited to have you here as we kick off what promises to be a compelling and insightful session. Before we begin, let me briefly introduce myself for those of you who doesn't know me. My name is Fernando Fernandez, and I serve as a director of the academic area for marketing and digital transformation at EAE Business School here in Madrid. I have the privilege of shaping and overseeing our portfolio of programs in marketing, sales, digital innovation, and always with one mission in mind: to bridge the gap between academic excellence and real-world business impact. But now, let me introduce our distinguished speaker. Joining us this evening is César Moreno. He's one of our remarkable educators who heads our Master in Marketing and Sales Management at EAE Business School. César brings not only academic rigor from his experience as a business professional, but genuine industry insight and a proven track record of transforming how students think about commercial strategy. So what makes César's approach unique is his commitment to moving beyond, let's say, single topic analysis. Instead, he empowers his students and professional colleagues to think like true strategists, seeing the interconnections between research, finance, digital channel, product development, integrated marketing communications, emerging trends, anything. And I mention all that because this is exactly the mindset we need in today's complex and multi-channel business environment. Tonight's session is titled From Amateur to Pro, the Nomade Vans Case Study, a 360 Marketing Framework. César, let me give you some advanced detail to our audience. Here's what you need to know. This masterclass is built around a real and tangible case study, Nomade Vans, which will serve as our laboratory, let's say, for professional marketing thinking. So rather than discussing abstract theory or academic elements, we're going to explore how a successful brand actually integrates its strategy, research, finance, etc. Everything into coherent business decisions. In short, you're going to see exactly how professionals move beyond amateur hour thinking and into sophisticated and interconnected strategic approach that defines the competitive advantage in 2026. Which is what we bring to our master programs in EAE Business School in Madrid. So whether you're a marketing professional looking to sharpen your strategic toolkit, or a business student eager to see real-world application, or simply curious about how modern brands achieve market success, this session and all of our programs are designed for you. So thanks again for being here tonight from Madrid and beyond. If you have some questions during the session, please write it on the chat, so we will try to answer them later on. Let's dive in, and César, the floor is yours.
Okay, hello. Good afternoon to everybody. Really, I love to be here with all of you. As Fernando had mentioned, one of the typical things that people outside there mention, okay, marketing is just a common sense thing. So we can build a business just without studying marketing because, again, it's common sense. And it's true that it's common sense. But all of us, we know that common sense just be keep in order to get good conclusions and successful conclusions. So at the EAE Business School, one of the things that we like to do, and the teachers are doing in class, is the type of things that I'm going to just today not go very deep into the case study, but what are the type of things that a really good marketing professor can do in a class, and what a good, wonderful professional should do outside the class and in real life. So you need to mix both things. Firstly, the common sense and organized ways of thinking about it, and trying to use nowadays tools in order to get wonderful and most likely successful ideas. So in that sense, you have here there on the screen the first thing. So again, I love to hear your questions. At the end, I'm going to try to answer your questions, whether you want to ask something specifically about this case or something more general, or whatever marketing things you can ask about. Okay, so this is just a case that some students have studied a couple of years ago at EAE Business School, and we have created in our lab just a simulator that is based on real data, based on what they did, what they discovered, what they have done. Of course, this is not it's not fully complete in every single aspect, but I want to try to think about it in a more comprehensive way possible. Okay, so this is what is Nomade Vans. So Nomade Vans are just people here in Spain. There is a company that is focusing in sustainable van design and categorization of different vans and then selling them. But they think, okay, it's good to create and build that kind of vans, but maybe we can shift into a new idea that is just to try to rent them. Okay, so we are going to pass from building and selling them to just having them, building them, and then renting them. So of course, the kind of business is completely different. The kind of customer is completely different. The kind of target is completely different. And in that sense, let me just make some ideas. So the first thing is, most likely, a lot of people at the beginning say, come on, let's try to think about this business idea. And the first thing that people do is, okay, let's study competitors. And my point of view is, wait a minute, yes, we are going to look for competitors. But the first idea is, let me try to think here, what is our value proposition? Okay. So the first idea is, what are you suggesting me? And in order to ask about the value proposition, I want you to answer me several things. What are you offering? To who are you offering it? Yes. And why your idea makes your business different. Why different? Why this is different? So, of course, these are not the three questions that we need to answer, but to start analyzing something, we need to think about what are we offering. In this case, we are going to use vans, yes, and we are going to rent them, yes, but for who? And here probably we have a big question mark, because we can think, okay, we can make a look, we can find several different segments, and we can define, no, these are for very adventurous people, these are for families, these are for individuals, these are for males, these are for females, these are for old people, for young people. Who are they? So at the beginning, we need to start with an hypothesis, and we say, no, there are kind of people that are adventurous. There are people that are really like the countryside and the nature, and they like nature. Okay, this is our first insight. But at the same time, most likely they are going to be young. They are going to be families. We have no idea. Actually, we have no idea. But we can guess at something. And why are we going to be different? And our first thing is our bands are going to be professional, are very well priced, very high level. We are going to be in the high end of the market. Okay, and at the same time are going to make sustainable. Yes, and we are going to base our difference in the idea that we are looking for high end. So the attributes of the products are going to be very strong, very beautiful, very well designed, very modern, at the same time, very matching very well the countryside. But at the same time, we are going to do it with very sustainable people. But of course, if we find that this is different, we need to include that in the segmentation thing. Okay, so this is our first approach. So given that we have this idea, the second thing that you need to ask in a well professional way is, in which industry are we working? Industry. In what industry are we working? In this case, it's pretty clear. In other cases, are not that clear, because somebody can think, no, we are in the transportation market. No, we are in the tourism market. We are in the, some habitational solution, because our competitors are going to be hotels. No, what are competitors? The people that are just doing exactly this particular specific value proposition. There are people that just renting vans. only that, or there are other things? Most likely, in this case, are going to be only that renting vans. But in other situations, the industry definition changes completely the scope of an analysis. In this case, okay, I'm not going to get into that a lot. So afterwards, given that we have defined this industry, we can think what are the trends. I'm not going to go too much about that. But of course, one of the trends are going to be environmental things, and they're okay. We are going to be based on sustainability. Yeah. So sustainability is going to be one of the trends that we are going to support this, and also the idea that in the social side, the people like to live in the nature. They don't want to go there, a hotel, and experience things, visiting them, but living in the situations. So in that sense, because we are based on this trend, we can discard from the industry hotels. Okay? But now hotels are going to be our industry, or we can also think about rural houses that are in the middle of the countryside or that are close to the beach. There are competitors or are not competitors? Not exactly, because is this giving me some kind of freedom? And you think, okay, so we are going to add here the idea of freedom. And we are going to add here the idea of freedom. Now we are guessing, we are building our hypothesis. We are not saying that this is the true solution. You are just thinking that is the idea. And given that we have that trends now, thank you. Given that we are in that industry supported by that trends, we are going to think about the competition aspect. Yeah, and they are going to think, okay, these are my competitors. Yes. And we can think about this in the following way. These are my competitors. These are myself. Yes, I myself. Yes, here we are. And now there is competitor 1, there is competitor 2. And we can think, how can we analyze the competitors? And we are going to put here what elements makes them different. And we are going to check that this is going to be different than that. The other way of analyzing this is, come on, why don't we? And we are going to introduce here the market research. One of the first things that we need to ask is, okay, how the people think, or what are the elements that people think that distinguish this from that? The distinguish from that. And we can think about creating some kind of what we call the positioning map. Okay, and this is what the people in here that have done. So when we come back here to our model, there is some kind of surveys that later on we are going to come back to them. And we have here a small just competitor analysis. We have discarded in this model the hotels and the rural things, whatever, to keep it simple, okay? But we should put them into the model to analyze it better. Anyway, so we have distinguished here several different. We are Nomade, we are here in this space, yeah? So we are here, we are those, yeah? And we have all the competitors at Ocean Vans, we have People Camper, and we have Father Back. We are analyzing that in the Spanish market, not in others. But of course, if we want to understand what is the international market, we need to include that in the model too. And we have several different attributes that we have displayed here. And this is the competitor analysis. But in order to understand them, we have asked the people. We have these, we have that, we have people, we have made focus groups, we have made all that techniques, and we have discovered that the real two elements, or the different elements that makes us distinct is firstly, on one side we can put the price as the typical thing you can put, and on the other one you can put here sustainability. So one of the things that we are going to make based on us, and the people and the customers are appreciating because we have checked it in the market, is that we are here. So we are very far from the other group of customers because we are here very, very sustainable. But it's the only thing. No, we are going to think about other things. The people know us. No, really, the people don't know the brand that we have, Nomade. They don't know it. They don't know. So the brand awareness is very little, yeah? But we can think about setting our price here in this place, or we can think about moving up to this place, or we can think about moving there to the place that others are occupying. Okay, of course, this is just a single two things that we can think about, very related with the price, but we can include here many other things. How many positioning maps what we can create in order to compare one competitor with others? How many? Actually, we can do thousands of them. So there is a way, that's what is coming with the academic background, to understand which are the positioning maps that highlights what are the elements that really are making our product different for the target customers. Okay, coming back to this, of course, we have defined these regarding specific customers. Okay, and let me do that. Yeah. Yes. So I want to come back to the who. Yeah. I want to come back to the who, because of course we have analyzed the competition, given an industry, but one of the things where you can compete is exactly targeting specifically different people, because maybe others are targeting people that are using it very frequently. They are typically families, but they are looking for very low prices or whatever other thing. But we can think, okay, why don't we ask and make again some market analysis, and we come back in a survey, or we can collect data from reviews of the products on the social networks. Okay, social networks. Or why not we collect information, for example, just making some kind of focus groups. Okay, and we can put all this data together. We can put all this data together, and then of course we can analyze it just making some descriptions. But for example, coming back now to the academic background, how a professional can face these thousands or hundreds or tenths of parameters, we can think, okay, why don't we make some kind of quantitative analysis, and we can make clusters. Okay, and making clusters, we can find that our organization is grouped in 3 different groups. Yes, and this is not coming from my intuition, because it's for families, it's for whatever, but I'm making that quantitative analysis, and we are finding, okay, we have one group, and the center of that group is going to be the representative of my target. In mathematics, in clustering algorithms, these are called the centroids. But that centroids in marketing are what? What are those centroids in marketing? In marketing, those centroids are called the buyer personas. So nowadays, with all that data, we can put it in the basket, make an analysis, and find out what are the center of different groups. They are liking or are disliking different things. So we can define, because all the possible aspects, why that people like this particular product. And we can finally select, no, I'm going to target only this group of people, because this group of people are people with high income. Okay. These people also like a lot of nature. They don't like sustainability. They just discard whatever other thing that is not sustainable. They like sustainable things. Okay. So therefore, we are going to create our product targeting these people. We are going to price it targeting these people. We are going to look for the characteristic of my versions looking at these people. Yeah. And maybe later on in the future, we can think, okay, this other cluster is also different. It's also different and interesting, because all the other competitors are looking for this. But this is something that nobody's servicing now. So we are going to select this first, and we are going to select this secondly. But this nowadays in the past, we do that a priori. Now we are going to do it a posteriori. Now, what is going on? We are going to collect the information. We are going to run the algorithm. In this case, what is called in mathematics, this is called supervised learning. Then we are going to discover what is there, and then we are going to define it. In the past, the people, what they do what they have done at the beginning. They say, no, these are young, they are families, they like freedom, they blah, 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 blah. Some of those probably are current, but I promise you, when you do it that completely analytically speaking, you can discover things that nobody have discovered before. And then you can find the difference from them. Yeah, but something else. So now we can get more in the competitive landscape. So you realize that we are thinking what, for who, where are we different? And we are mixing these three ideas, and then we are researching in the market. We are taking some information. We are running some algorithms. We are thinking about the market, analyzing which are the competitors, and then finding the gap in the market. That is what is more important. No? Yes. So now but this is the end of the story. No, the end of the story is not that. We need to define the product. Yes, we need to define the product. And in define the product, we need to define different versions. Okay, different versions. And then in our case that we are covering, I ask you, come on, is it a good idea to develop a daily rental? Or is it a good idea to develop a product that is going to be only for weekends? Or is it a good idea to do it for a whole week? So can the people rent daily only? Or can they rent in weekends? There is another special way of doing it. Or they can do it in a week, for a whole week. And what is going to be the price for all of them? So it's not very clear, no? It's not very clear. You can have an intuition that it makes sense and what makes sense, okay? And of course, these versions, and they are going to make the whole story short enough, we can think about at what price. Now we have the what, but what price? Yeah. So in what price, how the people usually price things out there? Non-professionals, how they do it. They'll say, okay, let's take into account the costs. Yes. And also the question is, what costs should we use? What costs should we use? And let me give you the answer, the total cost unitary. You need to come to class to understand exactly why. Exactly those know exactly what is called the incremental cost unitary. But anyway, it doesn't matter too much that. And then the other thing is, okay, given that we have the cost, how to price this? So most of the people they do the following. They price doing the costs, and they add a margin. And they say, no, the price is because we have this total cost unitary and we add a margin. And my question is always, what margin? And the people think, oh no, the margin of the market. The margin of the last year, the margin of our competitors. Come on, but don't you think that this is completely unsustainable? Because of course, if you are copying the margin, why are you trying to make your product different? Because if you are different, your margin should be different. Yes, so we are going to copy, but we are very similar and just going to make the margin a little bit more, a little bit higher than competitors. You say higher? How much? How much? You say no. Our competitors have 30% margin. We have 30% margin. Okay. Yes, 30% margin. And we are going to add something else, and we are going to be 33%. And why 3% more? Let me see. In this case, I'm going to be a little bit upfront. I will say, why 3 and not 5 and not 7? Why not the age of your mother divided by the number of the street? You are guessing, and you are pricing. The price is the most relevant element in the P&L. So the thing is, you need to match this with what are your financials, the financials in the market. No, so we need to think about the financials here. So the finance part. So in the finance part, you need to think, okay, we are going to have what? A balance sheet. Yes, a balance sheet in which we are going to have here the cash. We are going to have here the stock. We are going to have here the fixed assets. And we are going to have here what? Also, we have the accounts receivable. We have here the accounts payable. We have here the what? Well, the debt. And we have here the equity. Yes. So in the thing is, okay, this is my structure. The first thing is we are going to have the P&L. And we calculate here what is the net profit. Okay? And also we need to think we have here the cash flow. Okay. And here we have the cash flow, that is the net profit, plus this is the the cash flow here. The cash flow here. We have here the cash flow. Come on. So the cash flow here, you have the net profit. Yes, and it's going to be minus the working capital, minus the increase in fixed assets and net fixed assets and so on. And you get, no, my cash flow is going to be this one. Yeah, it's going to be this one. With these numbers, we are going to think, okay, how much money we need to put inside, how much money we need to put inside here. how much equity we need, because we need to make this bigger than 0. But given that this is based on something that we have put here, there's revenue, that is price times the quantity, and I need to discover at what price. So at what price? There is several different methods. Come on, in our classes we discovered that, but we can just based on something that we can do. In this case, we did it, and we say, come on, why don't we ask our customers what is the maximum price they would like to pay for this? And we got this survey data here, and we discovered that we have this. This is what is called the willingness to pay. So this is the number of people, the 70 is the number of people that answered 50 euros. This is the standard model, and this is the daily rate. Okay, and this is how many people at 60, at 70, and 80, at 90, and 100. Yeah, but okay, some people can think, okay, so the price should be 100 because this is the most frequent, and the answer is sorry, no. Sorry, no, but because we're coming back again to the model, very simple thing, what we want is to make this profit the maximum. So how can we find how to make this profit the maximum? Of course, I'm not going to disclose it completely here, but this takes a lot of sessions in order to understand it. But you can think about something like that. If we are able to depict this, for example, this graph is giving me what? At what price, what profit? You can see here, what profit here, this price. What is the price we have here? And we have discovered, doing some math, based on the opinion of our customers, that the optimal price is 80. That is very curious, because previously, just looking at the survey data, we can think that is here. But it's not, the optimal price is here. Why this? Because we are making all these people buying and discarding all these people that are not going to buy. And we are going to find the equilibrium that makes our profit the maximum. So in that sense, we go here and we are able, with this data, to depict this blue thing. You realize when I'm moving here up and down, yes, we can think what is the profit here. If we put it at 66, my profit is going to be that, my profit is here, and then the optimal here is at 80. We have the numbers here. And this, of course, this number is just a measure that is not the absolute really forecast of what is going to be my profit. It's just an appreciation given a number of market, but the optimal is going to take place here. Yeah. So what if we move the price? What if we move the price? Let me move the price. Okay, let me move the price. If we move the price down here, what is going on? I'm losing this. Yes, you realize that the gap now is here. We are now, if we put the price here at a much lower price, this number is 55 euros every single day. The point is the final profit is going to be 43. And the optimal is 72. What if we make the price over the others? Over that, and if we put here at that point, if we put it at 91, it's very similar that if we put it here. Yes, but this is symmetrical? The answer is no, it's not symmetrical, because the people react differently when you increase the price than when we reduce the price. So given that, we can come back, let's see, we come back to the competition landscape. Sorry, because this is organized, but this is not linear. This is circular. You start with hypothesis, you search for it, you apply the models, you try to get conclusions, and then you need to come back. You need to reformulate the who. You need to reformulate the what. You need to reformulate why we are different. And we need to reformulate it because these type of things. And you realize that we have, this is my optimal price. And this is the competitor price for this case. And this is the other one. And this is the other one. Yeah. So this is the price I have set here. What is the problem here? We are the lowest. This is the daily basis. Huh? We are the lowest price in the market. But we have thought, come on, in our target, we are thinking about being premium. Being premium means that you are the leader in the market. So the leader in the market here in prices is this one. The second one is that one. The third one is that one. And my position is that one. Come on, in that sense, you can come back to the product definition and you say, no, the question is that is the standard product. Why, if we develop something standard to target the low end, and we can one target that is the low end of the market, and we can develop something that is premium. Yeah. So in the premium one, my position now is going to be that one. Even more, we can think, okay, my position is this one. It's not the position I like, because the position I like is something like that, but you can analyze why my price is smaller than people. Yeah, if you come back to the competition analysis, you go here to the positioning maps, you can think, where are they? We are here because the brand awareness here is very little. So the people are willing to pay much less because the people don't know us. So you can think, okay, my competition strategy finally is going, given all these insights, because the customers, not because my opinion, because my ideas, because my study, because my professionality, putting all of that on the table, is, come on, the price here that people are willing to pay now is smaller than others, bigger than this one, but smaller than ours. Even if I create a premium version, is because, not because we are worse, it's because most of the people don't know us, and most of the people are just putting a price lower than ours that they know the competitors. So maybe we can take some risks, increasing increasing my price and matching the second in the market. Backing that with what? Backing that, even that we have the idea, we can go through the other points. So we can think it's a good idea to increase the price to match our competitor, that is people. But in order to be able to do that, we need to modify something. And we need to modify is our integrated marketing communications. So we need to develop a marketing campaign that follows some customer journey, yeah, that says, come on, in the customer journey, the customer must know us, must like us, must buy us, must repeat, must advocate. So in order to be able to increase the price at the position we like in the market, we are going to accept that we are not yet there yet. Probably what is a good idea is to introduce, firstly, social networks here. And we are going to wear a strong campaign here. We are going to use influencers. They are showing them how to use it, to make the people know it. We are going to put AB, this is what is called is through the line. We can do something that is above the line. So above the line is going to be radio, okay? And we are going to do something here, but also something that is going to be we can think about doing something, sun event, for example. We can make sun event, yes. And this is going to be what? It's going to be below the line. And all of them is going to be on, all of that is going to be off. And we are going to think, okay, we are going to create an event to invite some people, some of the influencers, some of the people that are in our target. And we are going to just make a contest, and we are going to put some awards. The award is going to be one van. They're going to be 1 year using the van for free. And we are going to invite the people here. I'm going to put something. I'm going to ask them to post images on Instagram in order to connect the groundswell of offline to make it online. So therefore, we are going to go through this process doing this, and then we are going to create what? We are going to create a beautiful website. When the people realize about that and enter in the website, they are going to like it. And of course, at the beginning, we are going to make some promotion at the beginning. Maybe it's a good idea to make a promotion the first months. Using what is going to be the promotion? The promotion is going to be the following. The promotion is going to be these first 3 months. The price is going to be at the optimal. Yes, it's going to be, let me go here to the premium and the daily, and this is about 100. So my optimal is going to be here. My promotion is going to be here at 100. But what are you going to say in that promotion? For these first 6 months, my price is 100. That is the optimal now, the real optimal now. But the way we are communicating that promotion is going to be different. It's going to be, it's 100 now. That is the no. I know that is the price we're willing to pay for it. But I'm going to communicate you that in few months, the price is going to be 120 or 114. So you have a 10% discount, a 20% discount now for the first months in order to what? To trigger somebody, some of the people that which people are we triggering to use it. We are triggering the people that are under here. We are triggering the people that are willing to pay 100. There are a lot of people. They are testing our bands. They are liking our bands. So most likely in the future, they're going to pay more for it. So then we are going to mix our pricing, our product versioning, our targeting, our integrated marketing communications to take advantage of the position we would like to occupy in the future, but taking into account what are the positions that we have now, what are the measures that we need to put on the table to occupy the correct position in the future. So now we are going to make promotions to make the people what? To make the people buy. Wow, this is wonderful, no? And of course, later on, we can apply and we can create also another loyalty program to make the people repeat. And we are going to put some in that loyalty program, we can connect it with the advocate. If you repeat and if you upload something on the Instagram and you come with a friend, then the people are going to have a discount. If the people have a discount, you are going to make our advocacy of our product to others. Most likely, your friends are going to be in the same target than you. So if you create all this positive cycle, finally, what is going to take place? That is going to take place. That this starting point, given the prices that we have here, that this starting point here, that is okay, in the premium version is not that bad. In the standard version is not very good. It's not very good because we are the worst in the market, the worst appreciated, the worst captured. In the future, this blue line is not going to be that blue line anymore. This blue line is going to move to the right to make us occupy the space we like in the market. That space we like in the market here is something like that. What is the space we like it? Because we are applying something that is called psychological pricing or other things. Yes, and in psychological pricing, we have several different strategy that is called the sandwich strategy. And we are going to want to get to that position to be in the perfect position of the sandwich. And all that, we come back to our model and we say, what are the finance that we need in order to support that? Given that we have that price, that we are going to have that balance, so that is stock. We are going to get some debt. With what money we need to go to receive as an equity in order to support all of that. But this is the end of the story. No, sorry. This is not at the end of the story. I have avoided a little bit the distribution, but of course we need to ask, where are we going to do it? We are going to do it online. We are going to open a shop. How is going to be that shop? What is the design of that shop? We can do plenty of questions. Plenty of questions. We have only 40 minutes and we are finishing just this masterclass today. That is going across of how many things that we can do that with a beautiful technical insight, a professional of a particular sector, they have a lot of knowledge of that sector, can answer that questions very, very beautifully. For sure it's going to be successful. No, for sure, no. But most likely it's going to succeed, or the likelihood of success is going to be much more with your common sense, with all this data, than without this data. Come on, somebody, and let me try to be, again, a bit upfront with all of this, okay? Yes, the thing is, some people can answer me, come on, if you have all these tools and whatever, why don't you do all your businesses are successful? And let me answer the question very easily, because a lot of times some people ask me, okay, if you know so much, why don't you do everything and you are successful on everything? And the answer of that is maybe because I'm stupid. So if I'm stupid and I know all that, I can be less stupid doing all this. And I'm not becoming very smart, but I'm becoming less stupid. Let me speak to your eyes. If you are very good at doing this without knowing all the tools, The answer is not, I don't need it because I'm going to be successful. If you are very smart and you know a lot about your sector, you are the one that you need the most this, because you are going to take advantage of this more than anybody else. So you are going to become a master of it if you know it, given that your knowledge of your sector, the knowledge of the tools, or you have the intuition and the capability of something that sometimes some people like me or some others don't have. They take to action impulse. So this is the kind of analysis that you can learn. This is the kind of analysis, just a summary. There are many other aspects, of course, but putting the points on some of the elements, going across from understanding what are you offering, who are your target, what is the strategy, what are your competitors, what is the strategy to apply that in real life, what is the price, what are the versions of the product, how we can develop it, deliver it to the market, where are the customers are looking for a product, how can we make the people push towards buying it, towards repeating it, towards advocating out about that product to others. How can apply all that stuff? If you are a master in your market, you need to know the tools as a professional to be the best in your market. And then you are going to be, if you are successful now, well, thank you very much. I'd like to congratulate you, but if you know all of this, you are going to be more successful after that. And this is the purpose, to push forward people over themselves, not over me or over you, over yourself. Come on, I have just touched something. In marketing, there are many elements. The vision of being a professional instead of an amateur is based on your experience. Why not to know all the theory, applying that theory to practice, to become the best of your market. That is the great thing. That is the point of transformation that knowing marketing makes you in your life, in your well-being, in your professional career. And this is the point. Just a point. Do you want to price things correctly? Do you want to analyze competition correctly? Do you want to answer all the possible questions perfectly well? No, we are not going to answer them perfectly well. We are going to answer them better than without knowing all of this. This is the end of the story. It's a beautiful story. The thing is, I'm completely sure the people that are doing things like this, in general, get better results. This guarantee a good result? Not necessarily, but guarantee that it's going to be probably much better. I guarantee you that that's completely true. I don't know if you have any question about it. I don't want to bother you with more things and more and more. I just want to show you this because, come on, we try to do this analysis. For example, I'm focused on pricing because I'm a teacher of pricing and I like it more than other things. But come on, the complexity of this is quite big because it's not the same selling on days, on weekends. You can see how this is changing, or how this is changing. Sorry, because I cannot focus everything. So this line is different in weeks. If they're asking the people for weekends or the weeks or days or different versions here. Yeah. So the comparison is different. The way you need to price for weeks are different. They need to price for weekends is different. The way you need to price for a standard product is different from premium. And this depends on which are your competitors. What are the versions of your competitors? What are the targets are you looking for? Wow, this is beautiful. Any question? I don't know. If you have any question, I really love to hear you. Yeah. Thank you, Fernando. I don't know if there is anybody else there asking some questions there.
No, not yet. I haven't received anything yet. But the thing is, I mean, it's really nice to see because you know what happens. When we're talking about marketing, when we talk about how it's going on in the market, when you want to launch your product, when you wanna make sure, as you mentioned, you want to be perfect. You want to have all the answers. You want to go and hit the sweet spot, as they say. And the problem is many times people say, you know, we are in this moment in which everything is so fast, everything goes so fast, everything changes so fast, and there is so many elements that you have shown here, and this is just a part of it. But one of the things is many people say, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know what choice to make. I don't know what decisions to take. And I do something similar, like I think what you're seeing, what you're talking right now is, you know what? The thing is, we have so many information. We are giving you the tools so you can understand there are so many things you can take into account when you have to decide what to do at any moment during your product, during your business, during your launch, whatever. What is going to be, or what we try, or at least I also try to say to the students also on the master is, you know what? You have so many information, you have so many elements. What is a big mistake is not taking action or making a decision. I know all of this can be overwhelming sometimes, especially if you don't have the practice, especially if you don't have the experience yet. But you have to take a decision. What is a problem is with all this information, you don't take a decision. That's the problem.
That's great, Fernando. What is one of the things that the people that haven't studied marketing or they are not professional at marketing, the problem is that groundswell of information overwhelms them and take decisions or don't take decisions, or they really finally they take decisions randomly. The great thing about knowing all these things is you can organize it, and it's not giving you this is the correct one, but it's going to give you the tools to decide it better. That's the point. It's going to be perfect? No, but it's going to make you, okay, discard this, accept it, take into account that, put it that some things like the price could be more accurate, but many others that are conditioning that final decision of the price are not going to be that accurate. It depends on your experience, your intuition, the ideas you have, a lot of things. But of course, all these ideas are transforming the theory into practice. Why? Because you are a professional in that sector. Now you have the tools. You can organize the information that is overwhelming nowadays. Then you can discard what is not relevant, and you base on things that are relevant. And then, of course, you need to take action, because marketing is about action. Of course that. So you finally always mention you need to put a price. Don't speak about the price. Let me say, a lot of people that have studied in bachelor degrees or whatever, they have studied Kotler books. Of course, I'm not going to say that book is not the best ever, whatever thing. But one of the things I don't like about these type of courses is that finally they don't take the decision. If you read that book, 104 pages about pricing, and you ask the question, and the price is, and you have no answer. So the question is, we need to finally put the price. We need to finally define what product we are going to launch. And of course, all of these elements are going to give us the idea how to decide it. And this can be organized. And this can be less overwhelming because you use the correct models using the correct experience. That's the final output of all of this. Okay. Yes. So something else. I think we've spoken a lot.
Yeah. I think we give them a lot of food for thought. I think they have a lot of elements to think about. I mean, and the idea, I think you resume it perfectly well. The idea is what we're trying to do, or what we're trying to do with this evening and this masterclass, is not just saying, okay, this is a marketing success story. This is a masterclass. What I think, and you can correct me, Cesar, if you want to, is a masterclass in professional thinking. Okay, there's a lot of things you have to take into account, and that's what we try to put into the masters. Okay, that you have to think as a professional. Okay,
of course, and actually in this speech of 40 minutes have missed a lot of elements. But of course, because in after you are touching there, for example, I haven't touched, and you probably, Fernando, are going to help me because of that you have a company, there are some people there, and you need to hire them, and you need to manage them to make this possible. Okay. And of course, I haven't mentioned about building the brand. How is the brand is going to build the brand about this? I haven't spoken about that, but that's critical too. Okay. So there are other things that you need to take into account. It's a good idea to introduce artificial intelligence here. We can put something else inside of our brand to enhance the experience of the customer or not. What type of? There are some robots, something in robotics. A lot of people are not speaking about that. I'm not an expert at all on that. but a lot of different new trends that you can include in your offering that can change this completely landscape. Okay, so many other things that we didn't mention, and we are going to we covered all of them, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that is going to be changing in the years, and that is a lot of stuff. I mean, all the digital elements that we are a success right now, and everybody's talking about them, is going to appear, is going to influence not just the product, it's going to influence the market, it's going to influence the customers, it's going to influence even our work. Okay, and I think it's more, but I think that's enough for this evening. I think that's enough for the people listening with us almost for an hour. So I just wanted to say thank you to all the people that has been spending this evening with us. César has shown us that the distance between amateur and professional is not just years of experience, it's also perspective, it's also going to see beyond individual departments and taking into account a lot of different elements, and you deciding how are going to work with those elements to take your decision. So César, I mean, thank you so much for sharing your expertise, your framework, your passion for transforming everything, how we all think about the marketing, about all the elements that take into play in all these kind of things. I mean, I think your students at EAE are fortunate to learn from someone like you, who are able to give you all these practical elements into your classes. So, and to everyone watching on LinkedIn, on YouTube, here in Madrid, and around the world, thank you so much for your engagement, for your being a part of this masterclass there, for listening to us. The fact that professionals globally are investing their time in continuous learning is also tell us something that is also powerful, and that also is part of our DNA here at the EAE School, that we want to keep on giving you elements for you to keep on improving, to keep on being a better professional every day. This is the spirit that drives everything here that we do at EAE. So if you have found value in tonight's session, please share it with others, share it forward, connect with us at any time. It will be a pleasure to hear from you and to hear your questions, or to hear that you would like to know more. Explore our master programs, explore our different programs we have for our portfolio, and most importantly, keep pushing yourself. As César said, think bigger, think strategically. Okay, so I would like to finish here. Thanks, César, for being there. Thanks to everybody.
Thank you very much.
So to all of us, we will see you again probably sometimes in the future. So until next time, thank you so much and good night.
See you.